Welcome to today's lesson. Our topic for discussion is plants and animals. We are going to look at plants and animals, how they relate to each other, what is their importance to each other. Okay, plants have importance to animals, so do animals also have importance to plants. So let's look at those things. Right. So let's start first with the relationship between living and non-living things in the environment. So the things around us are made up of living things and non-living things, as we know from basic 1. The living things and the non-living things interact with each other, okay? This means that there is a relationship between both the living and the non-living things. Living things are things around us that have life in them. They show life activities such as moving, feeding, excretion, and all that. Examples include human beings, animals, and plants. Okay, so there are pictures below to show the examples of living things. So let's look at those pictures. Okay, so you can see human beings, you can see plants, and you can see animals. They are all examples of living things because they grow, they produce young ones, they excrete, they respire, they breathe. Okay, they have life in them. Okay. Now let's look at the non-living things. The non-living things are the things in the environment that do not have life. They can't eat, they can't grow, they don't have life in them. So for example, the stones and the glass you can see there do not have life. They can't grow, they can't give birth, they cannot eat. If you give them water, they cannot drink. Okay, so they are non-living things. They are non-living things. Now, what is the relationship between the plant and the soil? Plant and soil. So plants are living things while the soil is a non-living thing. Okay. The plant and soil relate to each other through the following means. Plants anchor their roots in the soil to stand firm and erect. So the soil is a non-living thing, yes. The plant is a living thing, yes. But if not for the soil, where would the plant grow? In the soil, it's the soil that helps the plant to grow. Okay, the soil also stores plant nutrients for the plant to use to prepare their own food. The soil covers water for the plant, conserves water for the plant, sorry. It also the plant uses its leaves and branches to shade or cover the soil from water through direct sunlight, okay? It protects the soil from direct sunlight. The plant also shed its leaves to enrich the soil. So the leaves that get old and fall on the soil helps the soil to get rich in nutrients, which the plant in turn is going to take to prepare its own food. And then the plant also checks soil erosion. So when there is a bare floor or bare ground and there is heavy rain or heavy downpour, erosion can occur. But if there are plants there and the rain comes, erosion cannot occur. So you see that the plant helps the soil and the soil helps the plant. So there is a relationship between the two of them. Let's look at the plant and sunlight. Plant takes energy from sunlight to prepare its own food, like we mentioned earlier. Too much sunlight will destroy the leaves of the plant, and inadequate sunlight will reduce the growth of the plant. So you see that the plant depends on the sunlight, but too much of it is also going to destroy it, and not enough of it will also not make the plant healthy. The plant takes sunlight to prepare their own food, and then in the absence of sunlight, the plant may die entirely. Okay, let's look at the plant and water. Water dissolves plant nutrients in the soil for absorption. It can cause flooding to destroy the plant. Plants that grow near a source of water are not affected by the dry season. Water helps the plants in the preparation of their own food, and water leaves the plants through transpiration into the atmosphere. So you see that water also affects the plant both positively and then what? Negatively. Let's look at human beings and air. Let's look at human beings and air. So human beings breathe in air to survive as living things, right? Human beings pollute air by our activities. okay, and air helps human beings to dry our things. It also helps human beings to burn things. What about water? Human beings drink water. We use water to cook our food. We use water to bath. You know what we use water for? We use water for everything that we do in our life, okay? So we depend on air and water for our survival. What about land? So the land provides human beings a place to build our houses. Human beings are also buried in the land when they die. The land provides humans with rich minerals such as gold and bauxite. The land is a living place for plants that serve as a source of food for human beings, and the human beings also live on land. So we depend on land too. Let's look at the importance of plants and animals. So plants are very important to humans in so many ways. So the following are ways by which plants are important to animals. So plants get oxygen, human beings and animals get oxygen through the process called photosynthesis that is carried out by a plant. It is the plant that undergoes that process called photosynthesis to release oxygen for human beings and animals to do what? To breathe in. We also get our food from plants. The cocoyam that you eat, the cassava that you eat, the plantain, the rice, all the food that you eat, they all come from what? Plant. Medicine, our medicines also come from plants. Most of our medicines come from plants. We get firewood from plants. We get clothes too from plants. Examples of plants that we get clothes from is the cotton plant, the flax plant, the jute plant. We get clothes from all these plants. How about importance of animals to human beings? We also get food from animals. For example, we get chicken, we get cow meat, we get goat meat, we get eggs. You get a lot of food from animals, okay? We also get medicine from animals. We get manure to make our land fertile from animals. We also get clothes from animals. So we get fur, wool, feathers, leather, all from animals. They are things that are used in making clothes from animals. Importance of water to human beings. As for this one, I don't have to even say it. You drink water, I drink water. You bath water, I bath water. You use water to cook, I use water to cook. Okay? Even sometimes when we are traveling, we need water. If you are traveling by sea, it is the water that is going to help you for your ship or your canoe to be able to move. We also use water in some manufacturing of industrial goods like clothes and medicines, okay? So water is also essential to human beings. Right. So we have seen that plants and animals depend on each other. Living things and non-living things also depend on each other in some ways, okay? So we should make sure that we are able to keep our plants and then our animals from harm. We should protect them so that they will be able to provide us all these things that we need. Okay, we've come to the end of the class, and then thank you for watching.